Minister, the SFPA, the Sea Fisheries Protection Authority, is one of a number of quangos responsible for the running and regulation of our fishing industry. Now, based on what I've seen and heard over the last few weeks, it may be possibly the most inaccurately named quango ever formed in this state. You would think that from their name, that their main aim was to protect the fishing industry. But if you were to describe what was really happening as a result of their activities, there would be a strong case for renaming them the SFDA, the Sea Fisheries Destruction Authority. Because it seems that they, with the blessing of the department, are doing all that they can to bring about the destruction of the sea fishing industry. Now, with regard to the current challenges facing the fishing industry, I want to highlight 4 important points. And the first one is that the last day I spoke on the floor in relation to fishing, there were judicial proceedings being taken against the SFPA, and your department was joined. Now, they were successful. Those proceedings were successful. So firstly, we need to get to grips with the weighing issue and get it sorted immediately in a way that doesn't affect the quality of our fish produce or our food safety standards. And currently what's happening, that is not the case. Weighing fish on a quayside where we're exposed to the elements most certainly does nothing for food standards or the safety that we provide through our food standards. So I'm asking you, Minister, if we can't come up with a solution within the EU guidelines, then we should ignore the guidelines and put our fishing communities first, rather than prioritising the wishes of the bureaucrats in Brussels. The second thing I want to mention is the common fisheries policy. That needs to be renegotiated ASAP. The Irish government owes it to the Irish fishing industry to do all they can to create the conditions of for our industry to thrive, not die. Now, you made many concessions in order to get the EU agreement over the line on Brexit, and our fishermen have been neglected. The third I want to mention on the Dáil record is a local issue. It's the pier and harbour in Duncannon, which is an utter disgrace from a health and safety point of view. Either Wexford County Council are not applying for their funding, or they aren't being given it. And either way, the problem needs to be addressed before we have a major accident occurring. And in this case, I'd ask you to make that a priority and be proactive rather than reactive when we have a disaster on our hands. Fourthly, I'd note that recently the department have commenced the process of closing down the fishing of mackerel due to quotas being reached. That's an instruction that you gave yourself. The department's ban will only affect small, local, indigenous fishermen, vessels of up to 15 metres. Now, the large foreign factory ships are landing hundreds of thousands of tonnes of fish, and they'll be able to continue to do so. So why is the Department of Marine bringing in rules and orders which are harming Irish fishing operations while rewarding and not even policing foreign fishing operations? Finally, Minister, I talk with fishermen on a regular basis, at least once a week, and more often. So I try to bring the concerns to your attention and to your department when I have the opportunity. And I've raised many issues with you both today and on previous occasions. And every week there seems to be another regulation or directive which adds hardship to the fishers of our community coasts. So really I'm asking, when will it stop? Because every day there's something that diminishes what they do. So I'm asking you to come and meet with the fishermen in Wexford to explain what's going on. Because perhaps if they hear it from you directly, their mouths, out of your mouth to their ears, it may not be as complex, and we may be able to come to some agreement. But face to face is what I'm asking you to do now that we're out of level 5. Come to Wexford. It's a large fishing community, just like your own. Thank you, Minister.